Welcome in LaTeX tutorial, and in this video we'll learn about basic math in LaTeX. Okay, here I have a very simple document. As you can see, document class is article, and there are two information, title and author, and then make title command is used for generating a title page. Okay, so first of all I would like to mention the types of the modes which are generally used in a document. So first is the text mode and second is the math mode. Math mode can be further divided into two parts. First one is the inline math and the second one is the display math. Normal text come in the category of text mode, and mathematical elements come in the inline and display math. So first we will discuss about inline math. Okay, in inline math, mathematical elements are written in the same line of the text mode. Okay, so we can write inside dollar symbols, $2 symbols, or we can use a math environment, just write begin math and end math, or we can also use parentheses with backslash. So we can also use this one. Here first one is the quickest way to write inline math, so most of the time we will use this one. Okay, so we will take one example here. I will use a dollar symbols for inline math, and then just compile your file. So here as you can see that in inline math we have written the mathematical elements in the same line of the text mode. Okay, in the next we will see display math. In display math, mathematical elements are written in a new line and at the center of the page. Okay, so first one is the $4, and we write mathematical elements after $2. Okay, we can also use begin display math, and we can also use square bracket with backslash. We can use this one also. In all three, it is always recommended to use last one, and first one also you can use, but one should always avoid. We'll take one example now. I will copy this and I paste here and just compile your file. Okay, so as you can see that mathematical elements are coming in the center of the page and in a new line. Okay, next I will talk about some symbols. So some symbols we can use directly from the keyboard. For example, plus, minus, equal sign, vertical bar, exclamation mark, forward slash, parenthesis, square bracket, angle bracket, quotation mark, colon and semicolon. We can also use period. Okay, there are numerous symbols which we cannot use from the keyboard directly, so for that we'll have to use some commands. Okay, we can directly get all the symbols from the side panel. If you are using Text Studio or TeXmaker, from here, okay, you can press at this place, or you can go to view and go to show and then go to side panel, or just directly click at this place. So from here you can get any symbol, Greek symbol, arrows, binary operations, or any other. Okay, as you can see here. So first you need to put your cursor at the place where you want to print your symbol, and then go to that symbol and click there. For example, I want to print this symbol, so just click at this place. This is mathematical symbol, so you need to put $2. Okay, and you can compile this. So in this way you can get any symbol from here. If you see, okay, all right, now we'll see some examples. First one is the superscript. I want to write ax square, so ax, and then use a circumflex or caret symbol, and then put your exponent. Just compile your file. All right, similarly I want to use ax power 23 and then compile this file. So as you can see that it is not coming properly. So if you are using more than one character, then you should write inside curly bracket. Okay, now it is coming properly. Okay, we can use fraction. Just compile this. Okay, rather than this you can use fraction command, so I'll show you. Here you can use fraction. In first curly bracket just write numerator, and in a second curly bracket write your denominator, and compile this file. Okay, here you don't need to remember this command, you can get from here. Okay, this is inline, this is display, superscript, subscript, fraction. So this one I have used. So you can use directly from here. Just click there and you will get. Okay, diffraction is used for display math. It's not working. For this we have to use MS Math package. So just go to Premal and load MS Math package. Okay, to avoid any types of mathematical error, one should always use this package before starting the document. Okay, now compile this file. Now it is running. Alright, in the next part we will see subscript. I'll use this one, same thing. For subscript just use underscore. Okay, and compile your file. Alright, for example I want to write here 2n+1. This one I want to put in subscript. I'll compile this file. As you can see that it is not coming, only it is capturing first character, so you need to put inside a curly bracket. Okay, and then compile your file. Alright, third one is trigonometric. For inline math, all mathematical elements should be written inside dollars, inside $2. Remember this. Okay, so for trigonometry you can get from here. As you can see that sine hyperbolic, tan hyperbolic, here cot cos hyperbolic, you can get from here. Okay, if for example I want to write sine x, so we cannot write here sine x directly. This one will produce error. We can leave one space and then we can write x. Okay, and compile this file. Alright, or we can also write here, rather than this we can put x in a curly bracket. It will produce the same. This one is better. Okay, next one is that exponential. For this just go to math and then math function. This one you can use. Here I want to write e to the power x square and compile this file. So it will produce error, so you need to put this one inside curly bracket and then compile this file. Now it is coming correctly. Okay, fifth one is fraction. If you are writing inline math, then it is always recommended to use a forward slash. Okay, for example I want to write x by 2, so for this I need to use forward slash. Here we can also create better looking fraction. For this just write here caret and write your symbol x and then use forward slash underscore and write your denominator. Compile this file. So this one is looking much better. Okay, if you want to use such type of fraction for whole document, then you can use a NiceFrac package. Okay, here you can use NiceFrac. It provides NiceFrac command. So rather than this we can use NiceFrac. Compile this file. Alright, just use fraction, write numerator and then in a second curly bracket use denominator. We can also use fraction inside fraction. For example I want to use one more fraction inside this bracket. I want to use 5 plus 1 by 2, so again I'll write fraction 1 and in a second curly bracket I'll write 2. Next one is the root. For root we can use sqrt command, this one. Okay, and inside this write your content. We can also use nth root, so for this just in a square bracket before curly bracket write n. Alright, next one is that calculus. Actually here d is not variable, so remember this, you need to put in a text mode. So for this you can use matharium command. We can also use partial. Okay, for integration we can write int command. No need to remember anything, you can get it from here, from the side panel. And compile this file. Okay, we can write here ydx. Alright, but this is not the correct way. Here two important things which you need to remember. First, you need to put a small gap, and also you need to put this one in a text mode, not math mode. Okay, this is not a variable, remember this. There are several ways to produce a space in a math mode. Okay, I would like to mention here. You can write quad, you can use backslash with the colon, backslash vertical bar, backslash with exclamation mark. This one is equivalent to the font size. If you are taking font size 12 point here, so one quad is equivalent to 12 point in horizontal space. Okay, so this is equivalent to default font size. So this one is equivalent to 4 by 18 of quad, and this one is 5 by 18, and last one gives the space minus 3 by 18 of one quad. Okay, in an integration symbol most of the time this one is used, so remember this. I'll use this one at this place, and for this you can use matharium, and then you can compile your file. So this is the correct way to write integration. Okay, if you have to use this one many times in your document, then you can use one new command. Just write new command, use matharium. After that just write #1 for giving one input, and at this place just write 1. Now here I'll write dn, and in curly bracket just write x. At this place also we can write. Now compile your file. Here we can also use limit, so I'll copy this, paste here. So for using limit, just use underscore and caret symbol. Compile your file. I want to use only one integral. We can also use limit just below and above of the integral symbol. Okay, so for this just use limits command after int command. Just use limits and compile your file. All right. I'll talk about figure and sub-figure in LaTeX. Here I have a very simple document. Document class is article, and then title, author, and make title. Actually, adding of any graphics in LaTeX is very simple. We need to add one package which is known as graphics, and then we need to use one command which is known as include graphics. So first add graphics package in the preamble, and after that we can add any graphics with the help of include graphics command. For example, I want to add one image, this one. So just we need to write include graphics command, and in a curly bracket we need to write file name. So this one img13. So if I write img13, and we can write extension of the file, this is jpg, and just compile the file. It's coming as you can see, but it's very large, so we can reduce. So for adding any image I have some instructions. Here I have some instructions. First we need to add this package, graphics package, and we can use this command for adding any image, include graphics, and in a curly bracket we need to write file name, and in a square bracket we can set the image size, and we can also rotate and crop the image. So we can write width f and backslash text width or line width or column width if you are using more than one column document. Okay. For example, you can write width equal to 0.5 line width. That means graphic size will be reduced to 50% of the total line width of the document. Okay. Here we can also write height argument, and then here we need to write text height. Okay. We can also reduce the size with the help of scale argument in the square bracket. Okay. For example, if I write scale equal to 0.5 in this square bracket, that means image area will be reduced to 50% of the total area. We can rotate our image in the text file directly with the help of angle argument. Okay. We can crop with the help of trim argument. Trim equal to, we can write left, bottom, right and top and clip option. Some more instructions are also there. Just put the image in the same working folder. If graphics has a white spacing, then crop all the white spacing from all sides. Okay. Next, add image either before starting the paragraph or after ending the paragraph. Okay. This is the best way to add graphics in the document. And if you are adding image from the separate folder, then you need to write path here, or you can use a graphics path command. Okay, in the Primble. Now in a square bracket, I'll reduce the size. So I'll write scale 0.1, 10% of the total area. As you can see that size has been reduced. We can also write caption for this image. So with the help of a figure environment. So we need to write begin figure and end figure. And after that, just write caption. And just compile the file. You can see that. We can also put the caption and image in the center of the page. So after begin figure, just write here centering and compile this file. Right. We can label this with the help of label command. This key we can use for cross referencing. Okay. For example, here if I write and compile this file, that one is coming. Now next we can set the position of this image with the help of specifier, position specifiers. Okay. Inside square bracket we set the position. You can use single specifier or combined specifier. Here T is used for keeping the float at the top, B for bottom, P is used for keeping the float at a particular page for float only. H can be used for printing the float at a place where you want to print. Exclamatory can be used for overriding the specifier. Capital H or H with exclamatory can be used for forcing the float at a place where you want to print. And TBP can be used for printing the float at a top or bottom of the page. This is the default specifier. Okay. Another specifier you can also use. I use H for here. And you can see that. Here we can change the label of the figure. Figure name we can put in bold. So with the help of caption command package. Okay. Just write here caption. And in a square bracket just write label font equal to BF. BF means bold font, bold face. Now you can see figure label is coming in bold. We can change the font of the caption. We can put font equal to small, so size will be small. Alright. Next point is that we can put this caption in a side of the figure. So with the help of side cap package. So here we now just write here side cap. But in this case you will have to write SC figure environment rather than only figure environment. Okay. So if I write here SC figure, I just copy and paste. Here I write SC. There should be in capital This is in capital. Now we can compile. It's running. Now you can see that caption is coming in the side of the image. Okay. And if you are using Text Studio, then you don't need to write every time whole environment. Okay. For example, I want to add one image, this one. So you need to just drag and drop at that source file. Okay. Drop at the place where you want to add, and after that one small window will come where you can set the image width and height. Okay. Some other settings are also there. We can put the image in a center. We can put figure below the graphic or above the graphic. For example, I want to add caption at the above of the graphic. We can write caption. Label name is automatically coming, so don't need to do anything. And position we can also set. Click there. You will see several options. So we can put top or bottom. So I choose top bottom. And then press it OK. Okay, and then we can compile. 0.5. We can also generate list of figures. So just need to write here list of figures and then compile your file. And also we can use a short title for this list. So after caption, in a square bracket, just write here short title. Now I'll talk about sub figure in LaTeX. We can put multiple figures side by side with the help of sub caption package. Here we need to write sub caption. Just write use package sub caption. You can also use sub figure and sub figure. But these two packages have been deprecated and they are not used nowadays. So I'll just comment this. And I'll use sub caption. This is widely used. Okay, so I want to add this figure and this one side by side, and after that centering, and after that we need to write sub figure environment. Okay, I have two images. One image will take almost 50% space, but we need to write little bit smaller of the available width. Okay, so I'll write here 0.45, not 0.5, and then we need to write line width. You can also write text width. Okay, and here just put image. This one I want to add. So these three lines I'll copy and just paste here. Change the label. In a similar way, I'll add this one. Okay, so just copy this one and paste here, and just change the name of this image. This is IMG 15. Image label you can change. So it's very simple. Just need to write figure environment. Okay, and then we'll have to use sub figure environment. As you can see, sub figure include graphic, caption, label, include graphics, and then compile your file. Okay, so we need to set here width of the image. So here I'll write width equal to total available line width. So total available line width is 0.45. So 0.45 for this image. Okay, and same thing I will paste here and again compile this file. Okay, even images are not coming side by side because of this blank line. If I remove this blank line and then if I compile, you can see that images are coming in side by side. Actually, we can set the space between the images. Okay, here we can use quad. Okay, other options you can also use Q quad, or you can use HFill. You can also set the alignment for the sub figures. After begin sub figure, you just in a square bracket just write B for bottom alignment. In both sub figure need to write B. You can use T for top. Okay, here we can also use global caption for these two sub figures. So after last sub figure, we need to write caption, and we can label this and then compile your file. So as you can see that caption and sub captions are coming. In a similar way, we can also put tables side by side. So I'll write here one example. So here you can see that I have used here begin table, end table, caption for whole tables, label, begin subtable and end subtable, caption for this subtable, label. This is width for two tables. You can use 0.45 of total line width. For 3 you can use 0.3. And caption for this subtable, label, and begin tabular, end tabular. Here you can put your table, and in a similar way I have put for second table. Okay, and then compile this file. As you can see that first table and second table, and for table we can create list of tables. So that's it. Welcome in LaTeX tutorial, and today we'll learn to write simple and fancy tables in LaTeX. As you can see here, I have very simple document. Document class is article, and then author name, title name, and make title. In LaTeX, table is created with the help of a tabular environment. So for that we'll have to write a tabular environment. Just write begin tabular, end tabular, and inside this we will put our content. Okay. Inside this curly bracket we can set columns vertical alignment, and also we can set vertical lines. So for that different symbols can be used. I'll write here. Here L is used for left alignment, C for center, R for right, P is used for the vertical alignment at the top, M is used for the vertical alignment at the center, and B is used for the vertical alignment at the bottom. So inside this curly bracket we can write any of the given specification. So we can write here L, L, L. We don't need to define number of columns for the table. Okay, number of arguments inside this curly bracket is equivalent to number of columns. If I pass one more argument, then there will be 4 columns, and then we'll write our content. Each column will be separated by ampersand, and total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. If you have total n columns, then total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. Here I have 4 columns, so ampersand will be 3. And for new line, just put a double backslash. And then we'll compile our file. So as you can see, our table is coming here. Here we can also set vertical lines. So for that we'll have to just put a pipe symbol and compile our file. And horizontal line can also be set with the help of hline command. So just write hline. And then compile our file. As you can see that vertical and horizontal lines are coming. Here we can also set partial horizontal line. So for that we'll have to write C line. Here I and j are the ith and jth columns. So we can write here 2 to 4, and if I compile, so as you can see that horizontal line is coming from second to fourth column. Alright, we can also use P, M and B. For example, I want to write P, so here I'll write P, and then in a curly bracket we will have to define width, and then compile our file. As you can see that width has been increased. In a similar way we can also use M and B. So if I write here M, it is not running because M and B arguments only work with array package. So if I use here array package, then we can use M and B arguments. Okay, now we can compile our file. Here space between columns can be changed with the help of setLength command. So we'll write in the preamble, just write setLength, and inside first curly bracket just write table concept, and inside this curly bracket we'll write length. So I want to write 10 pt, 10 point. This is type concept. Again, if I compile my file, as you can see space between columns has been increased. Similarly, we can also increase the space between rows. So for that we'll have to write renew command, and in a first curly bracket just write array stretch, and in a second curly bracket just write line spacing. So I want to write 1.5 line spacing, and then I'll compile my file. Now you can see that space between rows has been increased. Space between rows you can also change from here. So for example, I want to change space between this row and this row. Inside a square bracket just write length. So as you can see that I remove this. In table we can merge the columns and rows with the help of multi-column and multi-row commands. Okay. For example, I want to merge third and fourth columns. So here I'll write multi-column. As you can see here, there are three curly brackets. In a first curly bracket we write number of columns, we define position, and in a third curly bracket we will write text. So I want to merge two columns, so there will be two. Position, I want to put all columns in a center alignment, and here I want to write my text. Total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. There are total 4 columns, so ampersand will be 3. But here 2 columns are merged, so total number of ampersands will be 2 only. And one more thing, since we have merged 2 columns, so there will be only one merged column. Okay, so here only one argument will come, not 2 arguments, and then we can compile our file. As you can see that 2 columns are merged here. Here we can put vertical line with the help of pipe symbol, and then we can compile. In a similar way, we can also merge the rows. For example, I want to merge third and fourth rows at this place. So with the help of multi-row command, we can merge. But for using multi-row command, we will have to use one package. This is multi-row package. And here in a third row, I want to write multi-row. Again, there are 3 brackets. In a first curly bracket, we will write a number of rows which we want to merge. So there are 2 rows. And then we define width. So for natural width we can put a star symbol, and here we will put our content, and this one we'll have to remove. Now we can compile our file. As you can see that rows have been merged, but horizontal line is still coming, so we can set a C line. So you can see that. Alright, now we'll create caption for this table with the help of table environment. So here we'll write begin table. After end tabular we'll write end table, and just before begin tabular we'll write caption, and then just compile your file. So as you can see that caption is coming. We can put our table in center of the page. So here we just need to write centering. Okay, and then compile your file. Yeah, this is our table. We can also label this table. So here we'll write, after caption we'll write label. With the help of this key we can refer this table at any place in the document. For example, I want to refer this table at this place, so just write ref. And then compile your file. Yeah. We can also set the position of the table with the help of position specifier. So after begin table, inside square bracket we set the position of the table. There are several specifiers which you can use. I am writing here. You can use single specifier or combined specifier. Here T is used for placing the table at the top of the page, B for bottom of the page, P is used for placing the table at a special page for table only. Okay. Here H is used for keeping the table at the place where you want to print, almost at the same place. And exclamatory mark, this one can be used for overriding the plots. Capital H or H with exclamatory can be used for fixing the table at a particular place where you want to print. But for using capital H, you will have to load a float package, and combined specifier you can also use TBP. This is the default specifier, TBP, top, bottom, or any special page, and other specifier you can also use. Okay, so here I am writing HT. As you can see that position of the table has been changed. We can also use colorful table. So for that we will have to use a color package or X color package. So here I will write X color, and in square bracket we will write table. I will create one more table and I will compile this file. I want to colorize this table, so for this we will have to use row colors command. So after begin table, just write here row colors. In a first curly bracket we will write starting row. So I want to colorize my table from first row, so I will write 1. In a second curly bracket, just write the name of the color for the odd rows. Okay, so I will use red. And in a last curly bracket, just write the name of the color for even rows. We can reduce the intensity of color. You can also use color for a single row. So for this, just use row color command and write the name of the color. As you can see that. Okay. In a similar way, you can also use color for a single cell. For example, I want to use color for this cell. So I'll write here cell color. Okay. We can also insert image in any cell. So for example, I want to insert one image at this place. I remove this, and here I'll write include graphics. So before writing include graphics, we'll have to use one package that is known as graphics. And at this place, just write include graphics, width of the graphics. And inside curly bracket, we'll write name of the graphics. I have this graphics, so I'll copy the name and I'll paste here, and then compile your file. Size we can increase, and then compile your file. So it is coming, but alignment is not perfect, so we'll have to use one command which is known as arrange box. In a first curly bracket, just define the width. So I'll write minus 0.5 height, and in a second curly bracket, just put your image and then compile your file. As you can see that now it's coming perfectly. And in the last, I'll talk about professional tables, which are used most of the accepted books, journals and articles. So there are some points which one should remember. Okay, so one should avoid vertical lines. There should be enough space between the rows. Okay, you can use this command, renew command, array stretch, and avoid several horizontal lines. Okay, just use 3 horizontal lines, top, and after first row just use one more, that is mid, and after last row just use one more, that is known as bottom. And also one should avoid double horizontal or vertical lines. So for creating professional table, you can use a book types package. In the Trimble, just use book types. So it provides a top rule, mid rule and bottom rule commands. Here I will show one example. Okay, so here I have created one table with 3 columns. So with the help of book types, you can use top rule and then mid rule after first row, and in the last you can use bottom rule, and then compile your file. So this is our table. Okay, so that's all. Thanks for watching.